Yeah, so Daryl here. We're gonna start this in a short while. Let me get everything in order. Okay, so we're gonna start this in a short while. And we're just waiting for. I mean, some people are messaging saying how to attend. Okay. Some people are messaging saying how to. Okay, so what Kevin and I do, right, is that every fortnight we run some Bangkok property market webinars. We used to hold we actually used to hold the physical webinar, but due to COVID-19, right, we can't do that anymore. So as you can see from my background, I'm actually at home, and and I'll be running the webinar. So today, right, we're actually taking a look at the Bangkok property market outlook. And a bit about us, we've been dealing with Bangkok properties since 2012. Our clients mainly come from China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia. If you are on YouTube, you can just search for Invest Bangkok Property. You can see our channel. Facebook close group is this Facebook close group. We have a Facebook page. We don't really work much on the Facebook page, but it's there. So generally, we work most on YouTube. Okay, so you find us, you may want to take a look at our YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. So if you are looking to purchase the Bangkok property, right, a property in Bangkok, or you want to know more about the Bangkok property market, then just hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified. And you hit the bell also, so you'll be notified whenever we post something new. Okay, so for the next 45 minutes, right, we'll talk about how severe the recession could be, how the recession may affect the Bangkok property market, and then we have some question and answer if you have anything. But generally, what we want to do is that we actually have people who message or email us. Then after that, we'll run the Q&A on our channel as well. Okay, so then so now let's get onto the webinar proper. Okay, so if you Google IMF Real GDP Growth, you can actually see this chart. It's actually available on the internet. It shows the real GDP growth of different countries, different regions, and as well as the projection for 2020. So if you take a look at Thailand, right, it doesn't read for quite nice numbers. It's expected to contract at a rather alarming rate of negative 6.7%. And yeah, so like for all the emerging markets and developing economies, advanced economies, and the world, right, Thailand trumps all of these in terms of negative growth. Okay, so Thailand is not being seen as a place to be in terms of this recession, in terms of GDP growth. Okay, so in Southeast Asia, right, Thailand and Singapore are the two countries that are expected to be most hit by the impending downturn, or the downturn that is happening now. Okay, so you see the stock exchange of Thailand, right? You can see that, the stock exchange of Thailand, there's actually ups and downs as well. During the recession, right, like the 1997 recession, the stock exchange of Thailand plummeted actually from about 1,200, 1,300 points all the way down to about 250 points. Then after it had a slight pickup, and then during the dot-com bubble, right, the turn of the millennium, the dot-com bubble, then it plunged again. So then you can see here, there's a peak at the 2008 global financial crisis. Then it dropped down and to this point here. So it's loses about half of its value. Okay, so the worst one was the Asian financial crisis, of which Thailand was sort of at the epicenter of this crisis. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to prove to you, right, is that asset prices do fall, but they don't fall overnight. Okay, they take some time. So like for the 97 crisis, right, it took from 1996 all the way to about 98, 99. Then you can see a lull period. The same thing for the global financial crisis, which is the last recession. It took about a year plus, right, for the stock market to halve in value. Okay, so the same thing when it comes to properties, right? You have to wait, and after a while, right, then you will be able to see the real bottom, or if there is a bottom to begin with. Okay, so the stock exchange of Thailand, right? This is at 1024. This is this year. Okay, so it actually plunged quite a fair bit. Okay, so global recession, right? The stock exchange of Thailand fell 50% from October 2007 to January 2009. It took 15 months. The dot-com bubble, right? It took about 15 months or so to drop from about half. Then Asian financial crisis, right? The stock exchange of Thailand fell 81% from January 96 to July 98, which is 2.5 years. Okay, so you can see Asian financial crisis is one of the worst periods in the Thai stock market history. Okay, so this is the US stock market. I can see also the same thing. There's actually a period of time, couple of years, for the stock market to correct. Okay, so the S&P 500, right, the record high was in 19 February 2020. So it dropped 34% to reach its low. And then yeah, so it increased by about 25% by mid-April, and this only represents a drop about 17% from its all-time high. But as of today, right, S&P 500 has recovered fully and is at record high levels, which is 3,443 on the 4th of November 2020. Okay, so people will find it a bit weird. We're in the midst of a major recession, right? Then the S&P 500 is at positive for the year. Okay, so this is a chart of the S&P 500. So you can see that at the outbreak, right, at the onset of the outbreak, the S&P 500 plummeted, and after that, you went on an amazing bull run, right? And it's actually went higher than the last high. Okay, so one of the main reasons is because of this unlimited quantitative easing. Inflation will be a problem moving forward, and that's one of the main reasons why investors are looking for yield. Because when you go to the bank, the yield is so low. So what did they do? They try to say, oh, I look for other asset classes, and properties happen to be one of them. And one thing is that big tech is leading the charge. So if you take a look at the S&P 500, right, mostly because it's technology heavy, that's why you can see that quite a lot of companies, right, that are listed on S&P 500. They are tech companies, and these tech companies are doing very well. So some of them, they more than double in their value as well. Okay, so like I mentioned, right, the peak to bottom, right, it takes some time. From the tech bubble, right, 2.55 years, the global recession, 1.42 years. So my take to everyone is that declines do not happen in a straight line. It takes time for valuations to fall. You need even when you're looking at the US stock market, right, it takes time for companies to announce bad earnings, and they do it on a quarterly basis. So if you've been following my personal YouTube channel, right, you understand that I always say things like you need to take note of metrics like price to earnings ratio. So when price divided by earnings, right, and when earnings are a smaller number, then the multiple will become larger. So when multiple can become larger, then that's what we call overpriced. Then people will start to sell. So that's why it takes time for valuations to fall. So in the bear market, right, there's a downward trend. The next low is lower than the previous low. So the tech bubble, this is how it reached its bottom of 49%. If you cover up the left side and you take a look at the right, it looks pretty bullish. But when you factor in the left, you can see that it goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and this is how it reached its bottom of negative 49%. So the same thing for the global recession, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is how it reached its bottom of negative 57%. So how severe the recession could be? I always say Asian financial crisis is a systemic problem. Thailand was the epicenter of. We shouldn't use this as a close barometer. But the recession closer to the global recession may be more likely, even though I think this one will be more severe. But the main reason is because there is a lot of quantitative easing. There's a lot of support to the economy that governments around the world are pumping money into the economy. Okay, so I would say that a recession closer to the global recession may be more likely, and asset prices should bottom out in the first half of 2021. And this situation is still fluid and may change. So the truth was that Thailand's economy was already cooling. So 2018, right, it hit a growth of about 4.2% versus 2019 at 2.4%. The bar was very strong. One of the main reasons why people were starting to stay away from Thai property at one point in time when the baht was really, really very strong was because, when you convert it back, not that attractive because of the very strong baht. But of course, the baht eventually weakened, and now we see renewed interest. So we do think that a strong baht is not good for Thai property sales. Okay, so Thailand is the second largest economy in Southeast Asia after Indonesia and ranks fourth in per capita GDP after Singapore, Brunei, and Malaysia. So Thailand held 237.5 billion in international reserves, second in Southeast Asia after Singapore. And the weird part about it is that the baht is seen as a safe haven. So when the Thai government tried to ease the strength of the Thai baht, right, by selling Thai baht in the open market in exchange for international currency, right, then it caused everyone to see the Thai baht as a safe haven again, even more of a safe haven because of all the reserves. Okay, and then the Thai baht became even stronger. Okay, so this Thailand ranks second in external trade volume in Southeast Asia after Singapore, and tourism contributed 17.7% of Thailand's GDP in 2016, and the global average is 9%. So you can see that tourism makes up a large portion of Thailand's GDP. Okay, and if now currently the country is essentially cut off from the rest of the world, which is pretty bad for an economy that's somewhat driven by tourism. Okay, so you can see the foreign exchange reserves, right? Actually, Thailand has quite strong foreign exchange reserves. Their forex reserves are quite decent. They're actually 14th. Of course, the number one would be China. So the current scenario is not an economic issue. It's actually a medical one. If you get a vaccine, right, or get effective treatment, right, then I think that a lot of the risk will be mitigated. The truth is that we haven't had the vaccine yet. So Thailand generally has handled the COVID-19 situation well, started to open up certain sectors of the economy by April. And tourism, right, is a cyclical sector. So how soon the country opens up to tourists, right, may play a significant role in how fast the Thai economy recovers. Okay, so the one thing is that I heard from some people in the travel industry that what they do, right, is that they actually get all the wealthy people to, they when you go to, let's say, Phuket, and then they're only welcoming a couple of 100 plus Chinese tourists only, and then this small number, right, will go to all these like 5 or 6 star hotels, and then they will stay in there. So it's actually a mini boom or mini recovery for certain hotels and certain sectors. So if let's say the country manages to open up in whatever way to tourists, right, I think it may play a very big significant part to reviving the Thai economy. Okay, and the truth is that the government was already introducing cooling measures. So in April 2019, right, second home buyers will be restricted to a maximum loan of 80% of the property value if the first mortgage is less than 3 years old or priced at Thai baht 10 million or higher. So third and subsequent home buyers will be restricted to loans exceeding 70% of the property value. And in the past, right, the Thai buyers can borrow like 90% or 100% of the project. So what I have some Thai friends, what they do is that they buy one, then they rent out, then they use the income of that one, right, to go and buy the second one. And they do it multiple times. Okay, so this occurred. Okay, so this is actually the Bank of Thailand Global Property Guide price chart. What I'll say is that you look at where all the recessions are. So like this was recessionary period, but There were no recessions at this point in time, but yet the property price went negative. Okay, so why is that so? You must understand that in Thailand, right, it's not like Hong Kong or Singapore whereby government decides what land to release. In Thailand, right, it's not like that. So what they do, right, is that the bulk of the land is actually held by private landowners, not by the government. And so the private landowners, right, they tend to manipulate the market in the sense that if let's say the market is lacking of Thai properties, then what they'll do is that they'll try their best to build at that point in time. If not, they will just hoard land. Okay, so what I said, right, the negative growth seem to happen not in accordance to the financial crisis. So instead, right, it's supply and demand driven. Okay, so majority of the land is held by private owners and there's no centralized data collection. Not like in Hong Kong or Singapore, right, you can go to a website and then the website will tell you the past transacted price so that you make a more informed decision. Okay, so like I mentioned, right, you take a look at the chart. There's no recession that happened here. In fact, right, here is doing worse than the financial crisis period. Right, because this is negative growth. Okay, so the global financial crisis, right, during the 97, 98, and perhaps 99 period of time, right, you can see that there's no negative growth. It's still positive growth, just that the growth has tapered off. But here, right, it's really negative growth. Okay, so like I mentioned, it's supply and demand driven. So if let's say the developers, they push out a lot of projects, right? That's what developers need to know what are each of them doing. It's like an oligopoly actually. Okay, so the demand is coming from locals, mainland Chinese buyers, Chinese and buyers from Hong Kong returning to the area. Thai baht has weakened also. Thailand is an essential hub for China's One Belt One Road plans in Southeast Asia. Okay, Thailand is actually pushing to be a smart nation. This Eastern Economic Corridor of Thailand 4.0, the smart visa to attract talent. Okay, so you can see these are the news that are these are the things that are in the news. Okay, so this is actually True Digital Park. Then we have these 3 condos by this MQDC, Magnolia Quality Development Corporation. Same people who built Siam Paragon. And this Icon Siam. Okay, so they are the same people who built Icon Siam, and then they are building, and they did up these 3 developments behind as well. So this is the True Digital Park. You have Google Academy and Huawei, right, which are in here. So this True Digital Park, something that provides a good source of revenue, good source of tenants, right, for these 3 developments by MQDC. And then the best part is that actually the rental in this area, Punawiti, right, is quite strong because of this digital park. Okay, so these are the smart visa qualifications. If let's say somebody is a smart visa, they can actually apply to sort of come in. Okay, so this is a smart visa program. So like I mentioned, right, why is it that some nationalities, they choose to buy Thai baht? If you take a look at the Indonesian rupiah and the Thai baht against the Malaysian ringgit, right, then you see that even if the Malaysian who bought the property maybe 5 years ago, right, and then he just held it, and then today, right, he sell it for exactly the same price, right, and convert it back to Malaysian ringgit, right, he will earn 24.35%, which is very, 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 very decent for a 5-year return really. Okay, so then next, right, is against the US dollar. You can see US dollar, Thai baht drop against the US dollar. It also dropped against the Chinese yuan and drop against the Hong Kong dollar. And then this against the Sing dollar as well. Okay, so you can see that actually why is it that the sales have been so good? Okay, like this is Thai developers and CV put sales before profitability during virus crisis, put out on Business Times, and it actually increased its second quarter sales target to 12 billion baht after generating 4.2 billion baht from home sales in the first 3 weeks of April. Okay, so this Sansiri, right, what they do is that they've been essentially have been slashing prices, but not for the new developments, for those leftover. So a lot of people say, hey, if I wait later, the unit that I buy can be better. No, that's not true. I mean, it can be, sorry, it can be, it normally isn't better, okay, because all the good units are taken up during launch. Okay, so my conclusion is that prime area properties are still in demand. There's no central authority to track property prices, so the best right is to read reports. Okay, the Thai property market is not similar. It's not the same as maybe the one in Hong Kong or Singapore. Okay, so developers are firstly factoring discounts, and if the Thai baht is weak, right, compared to home currency, is a double plus for you as a Thai buyer. So ideally, right, we will say that the second half of 2020 or first half of 2021, right, I think that will be the low of the Thai stock market. And maybe around there, right, that's where you can buy property as well. Okay, so the current local buying activity are from locals and mainland Chinese. So the Thailand seems to be opening up. There's a new special tourist visa. Okay, so you got to stay for 90 days. Okay, so why is it that property prices are still rising or so many foreigners want to buy? Okay, firstly, right, there's no difference in the taxes paid by local and foreign property buyers, which is a huge plus for us as foreigners. Okay, so the locals and foreigners can buy the condominium both directly from the developer or from the resale market. So you want to know the taxes and legal matters, right? You got tune into the our webinar every third Thursday of the month. Okay, so you can see this. Okay, so people from Hong Kong, they will want to go to maybe Thailand. Then for people who are who are from mainland China, right? Then they have businesses that they sell in Hong Kong. They also want to shift it out. So the second most, I mean the third or fourth choice, right, would definitely be Singapore or Thailand for that matter, because you know, they are friendly to foreigners. The taxes are the same. So recently, right, I mean, now actually we're a lot higher than this really. I think about 3,400 plus or 3,005. Okay, so a couple of weeks back, right, I did this screenshot and then I was remarking to the attendees that, hey, you see the subscriber keep moving up. But now, right, the subscribers is at almost 250, yeah, almost like 200 plus or 300 plus ahead of this already. It's only a couple of months. So if you're interested, right, can go to investbangkokproperty.com for the latest launches in Bangkok. We provide buying guides, market analysis, and updates. We do property reviews and site visits. We will try to post up more videos. Because Kevin and I, we are currently not residing in Bangkok, so that's why our colleagues are there. So if you require help, right, you can always contact our colleagues. But the problem is that sometimes they're a bit short-handed. Yeah, so they have to do everything themselves as well. Okay, so we used to hold Bangkok property tours. Okay, there are quarterly property tours and postponed obviously because of COVID. Then the must be willing to walk. Okay, so don't wear your high heels or whatever. You know, just wear your sports shoes and then just go. Okay, so there'll be no catered transport. What we'll do is that we literally stop at a BTS or MRT station, then you walk towards the condo, so you know. Okay, so that's the main reason for no catered transport. Okay, so webinars is first and third Thursday of the month. So you got to sign up at this link under events. So if not, you can just WhatsApp me or you can email either myself or Kevin. So just some update on the Land and Building Tax Act. All property investors have to pay property tax, which is 0.02%. There's a 90% discount on this tax, so it's 0.002. Okay, still very little clarity as to how payment will be made. Okay, so if there are any questions, yeah, do sound up to us. If not, then sorry, does Kevin have something? So Kevin, you got anything to add?
No, don't have. I think yeah, but I think just maybe just want to add that there's 2 new projects over at Lak Prao and Pan Yo Tin. So if you guys are interested, right, check out our YouTube channel. We
Yeah, the
actually
walk, is
did
it the
the
walk?
walk. Yeah, correct. Sean actually did the walk, did the show flat. I think that project, the latest one is the Crest Park Residences. The location is actually pretty good. It's right next to check out the review that I did, the more extensive one. Because if not, I will probably spend another hour talking about it. It's just right next to Panyoti MRT, and then if y'all know that place, then you know that Lak Prao is a good place to stay. It's near to the high speed rail, and also it's an interchange between the blue line and the green line. And it's actually, I think, the very first project over there there's a bit more on the high end side. Because previously you know that the location hasn't really opened up, so a lot of the qualities are more of like mass market catered towards the locals. But this is, I think the quality is like maybe like those that you can see over at Tonglo. But pricing wise, still very reasonable. It's about 6 million, but plus minus. If you buy something similar at Tonglo Ekama, you probably pay about 8 to 9 million Thai baht for that kind of building. So check it out. Yeah. Is Bangkok open to tourists now? Yes, but with a condition. You need to apply for the special tourist visa.
You got
At
to stay for 90 days.
Yeah, correct. And you need to fulfill a 14 days quarantine when you reach there first. So that's something you have to be prepared to do. You can apply at your country's Thai embassy. So can go and find out from them exactly what are the documents required. You can stay up to 270 days if you want to. 90 plus 90 plus 90. They allow you to renew 2 times. Yeah, but do take note, there's a 14 days quarantine that you have to. I think this is more really targeted at people who probably already have a business there, have a home there, have a family there. Then you just need to be staying for long term. If you're just trying to go there for holiday, I don't think it makes sense for you to do a 2 weeks quarantine just to do your shopping and eating over there. So I hope that answer your question.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
So
you never know.
sorry,
You never know. I think some
never
people are
know.
very desperate to.
Love Bangkok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Richie. I got your name correct. It's not only to returning residents. I mean, just check out the special tourist visa. It's actually in the news. So you can go and find out more from your the Thai embassy lah. The country wherever you are residing. You can apply from there. Yeah.
Okay. So that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Anyway, this video will be left. We will leave it on the YouTube channel if you are watching from YouTube, and in the Facebook group as well. So if you have any further questions or you are watching this post live session, then leave a comment. Leave your questions in the comment below. We'll try our best to answer them. But if you urgently need your questions to be answered, then it's best to WhatsApp Daryl or myself or email us directly so that we can
Yeah.
be aware. Yeah.
Actually, all our numbers are on our websites as well. So you can just contact us.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Yeah, I'll just put it here again. You can WhatsApp this number. You know, if you if you use WeChat, then WeChat me. Okay. CHOKOBO82. Join our Facebook group or subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Any update on Impression Ekamai? I'm not sure what updates you are referring to, Richie. Maybe you can PM us to let us know exactly what questions, but I don't think there's any special update for now. Yeah, but I think some of the projects just TOP. If Oka House just completed. Looking good. I saw the pictures. We'll try to send someone down to video the place if we can. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
that's all from me. Anything else there?
No, I'm
No.
good.
Okay. Yeah. So take care, everybody. Good night,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.